temporal to the eternal, from that which we can see and touch to that which is unseen. We are learning to walk by faith instead of by sight, to see with spiritual eyes instead of worldly eyes. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 7 and 16. Even mature believers tend to have a diminished view of this invisible reality. Consequently, we may grow weary, disillusioned, or sorrowful, often without even realizing why. Especially when we're younger, there is the temptation to get distracted, to become caught up in the day-to-day, and to assume we have so much of our lives left that we can focus on eternal things later, even though none of us knows if there will be a later. As we age, there's a temptation to focus more on the past than on the future, to assume our best days are behind us, and therefore to walk with weary feet. As one version of Bilbo's song goes, instead of pursuing God and His purposes for our lives with eager feet, as another verse says, until we draw our last breath. But let's face it, whether young or old, all of us can grow distracted or weary. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. At any age, we can be tempted to stop straining forward to what lies ahead. Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. If our strength is to last and our hearts are to be renewed regularly, it is God who must do it. He is the one to empower us and push us along, to invigorate our activity so it doesn't become mere busyness, and to reinvigorate us when our bodies and minds begin to fail. Only when He is living in and through us are we able to pursue this path called the Christian life. Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. Changing scenery along the way. During our earthly pilgrimages, the landscape of our lives is ever changing. But sometimes the scenery changes more dramatically. Suddenly, instead of a flat grassy plain, we find ourselves walking uphill on steep rocks. Or maybe it's the other way around. We endure a long winter, emotionally or spiritually, and suddenly we break forth into a colorful springtime. This happened to me, Jenny, several years ago, as I went from a long season of infertility to a long-hoped-for season of motherhood, with all its attendant joys and challenges. Times of change and transition in life, and even more importantly, our response to them, have a dramatic impact on the course of our journey and how we progress through this life. What happens when the scenery changes can propel us to new heights in our walks with God, or sink us. We desire to help you navigate these transitions with purpose and hope, and we'll do so through a process we call recalibrating. Stop a moment and ponder. What major life transitions have you gone through? When has the landscape of your life changed, and how? What changes are you preparing for now, or in the midst of? Life transitions are as varied in type as they are in experience. We all go through them differently, just as our life journeys are all different. Here are a few examples. Graduating from college or graduate school, getting married, moving, starting a new job, having a child, quitting your job to raise or help raise